next speaker is the president of City College of New York, who is going to be, her name is Lisa Coico, and she and I share immigrant origins. I'll never forget what Lisa said a few years ago when she was standing at this podium. My grandmothers could not sign their names. I am the president of a college because of education, and education in this great country. I never forgot that you said that, Lisa, and it was very powerful words. I, too, am the daughter and granddaughter of immigrants, and education has played the most incredible role in my life. Anyway, President Coico, would you come up, please? And she's going to be introducing none other than Carmen Fariña. And I have to say that Carmen I met when she was the principal of PS6, and I went there on a newspaper assignment for Education Update, and she's the only principal I ever met who took me to a classroom, took off her shoes, went to the front of the room, and gave the lesson herself as the principal. And I never forgot that either, so that's it.
Good morning, and thank you, Pola, and thank you for everything you do for us to talk about the great importance of education. It was, for me, the transformative aspect of our lives. Congratulations to all of the honorees. The comments made thus far have been inspirational, and they come from the heart of educators who truly care. And I want to congratulate all the honorees, the teachers, the principals being honored today, because I know that each and every one of you has inspired a child to dream larger and to be greater than what they ever thought they could be. For me, it was in District 15, where you were, PS 94, my second grade teacher, who showed me a book on rocks and minerals and excited me about the field of science, the first person who allowed me to see that as a girl, it didn't matter what my gender was. If I loved science, I could pursue my dream, all due to a second grade teacher. So you can imagine what all of you do each and every day. I am truly deeply honored to have been asked to introduce the New York City Schools Chancellor, Carmen Fariña. With a career that spans 50 years, Carmen, you have served in virtually every capacity. You've been a teacher, a principal, and the comments you heard about principal, right, PS6, what you've done, unable and unafraid to get back in the classroom, give the lesson yourself. That kind of enthusiasm absolutely runs through an entire school and organization. A district superintendent, deputy chancellor, and chancellor. Your first goal has always been helping students succeed, helping teachers and principals to excel, and helping parents to understand the importance, and being dedicated. As the leader of the largest school district in the country, Carmen Fariña is committed to meeting the needs of the whole child. Carmen, you're a trailblazer, an innovator, a collaborator, and a communicator. You actively engage parents, families, and you ensure trust and accountability within the system as a whole, which is critical, and supporting rigorous standards for our students' achievements, because we know our hands, those of us here, our hands are in the next generation of leaders. I see it every day at CUNY and at City College, where almost 80% of our students come from the public school system. I know that that is the place where we must start, and you have been an amazing champion. During your first full year as chancellor, you have overseen the historic expansion of pre-kindergarten to more than 53,000 four-year-olds, getting a better start in life. You've expanded the community school model to provide more services for students and family. You've created a standalone cabinet-level department to support English language learners. So important, and many of our students, as Dean Driscoll will tell you, in our School of Ed, at City at least, are English language learners. So important. And you've increased the funding for arts education and after-school programs for middle school children. We can never forget that the arts enrich. They enrich our whole experience, and that having after-school programs is so important for children throughout this city. A Brooklyn native, Ms. Fariña began her career as a classroom teacher specializing in social studies. Served 22 years at Brooklyn's elementary school, PS 29, where she used reading and writing to boost students' literacy skills and connect class work to real-world events. The key component of this program would later become Making Connections, an award-winning program that the Board of Education replicated citywide. Ms. Fariña went on to become one of the city's most successful principals and superintendents. Under her leadership, PS 6 in Manhattan rose from 76th on the citywide reading test to among the top 3, becoming one of the city's best elementary schools. And again, as we know, reading and literacy is such a key to opening every door in the world to people and students. As a result, PS 6 served as a model school for prospective principals, hosting more than 500 visits a year, and that must have been exhausting. But your enthusiasm of bringing the model, Carmen, to everybody else makes such a difference, being a role model. And you also, at the same time, served as adjunct professor at the Bank Street College. In 2001, Carmen was elected community superintendent of Brooklyn's District 15, and as I said, I went to PS 94. Shout out to Brooklyn, grew up in Sunset Park, and earned accolades, because I do remember the times there, for transforming what was a deeply divided community school, and between the community and the school, working collegially with administrators, parents, and teachers. And you later also served as superintendent of Region 8. As Deputy Chancellor for Teaching and Learning at the Department of Education, you invested it's a long accolade, but it is true, it's a 50-year career, Carmen, $40 million to expand programs for middle school students, including Saturday classes, organizational and study skills workshops, and parent counseling. You also improved services for students with disabilities, which is so important. A daughter of Spanish immigrants, you were the first in your family to graduate from college, holding a Bachelor's of Science from New York University and 3 master's degrees, one from Brooklyn College, my alma mater, in bilingual education, Fordham University in gifted and arts education, and Pace University in administration and supervision. Carmen Fariña is the co-author of A School Leader's Guide to Excellence, collaborating on our way to better schools. She is the recipient of many prestigious awards, including the Sloan Public Service Award in 1989, presented to exemplary civil servants. The mother of 2 adult daughters and proud grandmother of 3 boys, she still lives in Brooklyn with her husband of nearly 50 years. Please join me in a deep, heartfelt congratulations to Carmen Fariña.
Thank you.
That was fabulous.
Well, thank you. I was getting tired just listening there, but thank you. 50 years is a long time, and I really do not need to go into any more of my life since I think you did it so well. But I do want to use this moment at the podium to sort of trail a little bit about what Meryl said, because this is about distinguished leaders in education. And I really want to say that, to me, the most important purpose in education is to bring the next generation to become good citizens in a democracy. And in order to do that, we need to be leaders, and we need to lead by modeling, and we need to lead by being very clear that leaders make decisions. We don't pass the buck. We don't say things stay as they are because it's easier. Leading is not a popularity contest. Leading is not how many people love you. Leading is not a straw poll. Leading is not saying, if I do this, this group of people are not going to like me and maybe I won't get this next job. Leading is understanding that making decisions affect kids in our case, and what is good for kids is what we should do, regardless of what the pushback is. And I have to say that as I read the newspapers over the last couple of weeks, I worry about what the world is thinking of us. You know, I get phone calls every single week from my family in Spain. And lately it's been, what are you guys doing there? What are you thinking? The rest of the world watches us. They want us to be leaders. They want us to succeed. But they also want us to have a moral high ground. And the moral high ground is very, very important. If you're going to teach your kids, and those of us who are educators, that's what we do, whether they're in college or in elementary school, we say, watch us, because what we do is what you should become. And I'm really thinking very seriously that if you want to go into any job, be it politics or anything else, that you understand that your first obligation is to the citizens who are the youngest, the most fragile, the ones who cannot vote. So I'm going to use this moment at the podium to say, being a distinguished leader is making the tough decisions, and I stand by the ones I've made, and maybe 5 years from now, I'll say I wish I could have done this differently, but every decision I make with one mantra: is this best for kids? And I'd like to see that everyone in this country does the same thing. Thank you very much.